Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. We're having some trouble with touch events last time. Oh, you know what else we need? Okay. So, first of all, we're having some trouble with touch events. And the canvas renderer was running really terrible on the mobile device. I want to see if SVG is any better, but I was also playing around with stuff, and sometimes my clicks don't register. Okay, so maybe I'm clicking on this thing, and it doesn't count as part of that click area. I get over a little bit too far, and I hit this. I could probably arrange to make that a button too. Not a God button. I don't think I've had trouble with the tray buttons. Boon select button. Is that boon icon? Boon icon image. In front. Display God icon. Yeah, so boon icon. Scaled frame. Oh, is content the trait select button. Which has the special button properties of on press. So that would also block hover. But technically we get enter and leave events for this. I'm not sure what the ordering of those is like. Actually, could I just make you not pointer? Oh, we were just doing this inline. That works. Gotta find it again. Maybe because there's sub-elements to it? Oh, I just reloaded too soon. No, that's not it. Debugger mode is probably going to change our timing, but I don't know what else to do right now. Not build. Okay, so there's... I'm guessing I'm going to have to disable all animation. Maybe. Oh, and then the mouse moves, which could be interacting. Is that melee? There should have been... I forgot to notice who I clicked on. Okay. I guess the on-mouse move is technically for the background thing. Because we can actually get enter and leave on the menu itself. I wonder... Can we turn that off? Henry says... Amelia Cat, welcome. Indecise. It was kind of a dev thing. That's fade. So I don't subscribe to it here. I guess it's not strictly touch events now. Might cut out some of the noise. Was that actually what was in the way? Oh, nope. There's still a lot of noise. So did we actually get... That was a Artemis. There's some UI nuns in there. When do we send that? Well, there's an entree, enter, and entree, leave with nothing in between. There's some fading going on. Wait. There's a hover held for it, too. Athena Poseidon. That seems a little weird. Maybe I was already heading back when I noticed something was off. Right, because these are timers is part of it. And then we check to see if we're still there. Okay, leave Athena, enter Artemis. It seems like we're not getting the event at all. And one of the things we've got going on is the touch dot element. We just make this an L. Your HTML stuff. So you'd have to have content then. Okay, so we missed Zeus. Got a hover held. Run, try, enter. UI none. UI select. That was the one before Zeus. So we're not even getting a message. I don't know if I can do anything about that. It does kind of feel like a recent thing. One of the things I did is I pulled all the event binding stuff for the chart out into its own layer, which I don't see how that would affect the menu. Right, we're in debug mode stop right now. Maybe I'm just moving. And then releasing outside of the window. Well, they're buttons, so it's kind of up to the button how to deal with it, huh? Is that it? No. It should be the same. Hmm. Maybe it's only Chrome that can show listeners? Very tiny. Well, this is a div. They might. Oh my gosh, that scroll. Yeah, but nothing here seems like an actual button. Roll equals button. That's not enough leave for me. The key down could be an accessibility thing. Virtual DOM make callback. And it's just click. But that's pretty clearly mouse up. Hmm. Oop. Yeah, so we must release in such a way that it we just move past. I wonder if it's this. Because it seems like about when we did that we started having trouble. Also, where are those nuns coming from? Slot tray button. Oh, you have nuns for enter leave. Well, maybe this is easier to ignore here. If anything is the problem, it's probably this part. Actually, is this sleeping R process? Oh, that's a problem. And we have to turn it into a task first? See, now it's fine. So this thing doesn't have hover on it. I guess that was just startup delay. Oop, that one missed. But I feel like that sleep is messing me up. Now, sleep is a task. Yeah, but set timeout is async. Ish. It also says block progress, but I think it's for the current task. Okay, that's not. It's not interfering with. Yeah, I still have that. I guess I'm just sliding off. It seems like it flashes a little bit. I wonder if updating our state for this is interfering with the button retrieval. I mean, I guess there's still leaves to process. So why is it taking so long to load in now? Our fade was supposed to hide this. Because the debugger's on. So it feels like it might actually be all the enter leave stuff. Maybe it's causing the DOM to re-render at a bad time. I could try to like lazy the sidebar. I have to figure out what the subset of things it cares about is. Alright, the inferred type for display slot select is active traits, boon status, current primary menu, meta upgrade, traits and window type. Alright, we weren't able to find anything directly in events. Just the like stuff wasn't being sent, because maybe because we caught the DOM in a state where there weren't event handlers there or something. So you need your own custom type. So probably what we want to do. Oh, we're using UI, which could complicate. Okay, well, there is an element.lazy. Actually, those don't really have any. Any interesting things. All right, so so lazy is implicitly lazy 1. I guess this could actually do the model extraction. Even if we type it as record with, I assume lazy is still going to be comparing the value itself. Now, were any of these using derived types? So we've got active traits is a set trait ID. We've got boon status. Trait ID boon status. Current primary menu is a slot ID. Amount of upgrade it actually knows. Maybe I fully wrapped that one. Are you scoped here? Okay. Right, we do send very specific messages from here. Oh, and you have to do all the mapping out. Wait. Are these all the other things that are used by the view? There's not much else, actually. Ew. Is this an upstream error somewhere? Oh, there's that one. Ah. Well, there's one. Okay. Okay, that doesn't seem to be any worse. Now, what else have we done to hack things up here? What are we changing? We've got model, we've got hover boon, we've got description boon. I don't think any of those were in there. Fade. Description visibility. Well, strictly speaking, you're not doing anything. That could have just been outside. I mean, laziness is probably still good. It's like if we got to drag out, it wouldn't work. Uh, is it just that updating stuff causes a bigger load? I guess the chart is something we wouldn't want to redraw if we didn't have to. And that has a fairly defined argument. We just kind of have to do the necessary juggling on it. Would it work? It would. So function argument. So now the updates to this stuff doesn't cause that to redraw. This selecting things from here will. Probably better, still doesn't help. God, that's so frustrating though. Okay, so it's not the sleep. Definitely not the sleep. I guess it's still potentially causing everything else in the view to go. We'd have to lazy everything to keep that hover update from causing other things to redraw. Huh. What do I do with hover boon? I need to record if it's still the same. So I have to record that somewhere. I guess I am crossing like a lot of these. I almost wonder if it'd be better to do the mouse moves and figure it out myself. I just have like no basis for... But it's definitely those events, so maybe it's just because we're redrawing something. So we have to lazy the heck out of it. Which is going to be a project. So, display description. So the way we figured out to get these types down is just tell it you got nothing. Description last. And then all the trait data. So the trait data updates. Which that should really only be a load time thing. I mean, that one's almost not... Do I need a full-on type for this? I'm only gonna mention these things once. Unless I end up with... Could I, like, just pass those fields down and... That would make for a very, very large... Very, very large main function. It is boons, texts are... Actually, just string. Element.lazy. Display description lazy. Description boon last equals model dot description boon last. Okay, I could do the thing where we explode this model on the receiving end. But that wouldn't really save me a whole lot. Okay, so your fades and stuff shouldn't cause... Well, that's just you don't redraw for other things, but you're probably changing a fair bit. Display footer. This is already pretty limited. Display God select. You only need traits. Currently. Alright, if we can get the top level view function to do that. Display reset needs no data, so that's kind of implicitly lazy. In fact, there's no zero argument option. Not changing this unnecessarily is probably good. Although I could see every time we click, it's gonna... It's gonna twiddle that. So that's all the top level stuff. I don't know if it's really going to be worth getting down to like individual buttons and things. Okay, well, that was just a mess. Maybe it's better. Alright, so what else did we change? Oh, we actually turned off the touch events, which I guess we need to put back and see if that's doing anything weird. Huh. So it does seem a bit better now. Oh, well, that one missed. It seems like it's happening less at least. Oh, you know what? We can go back and we need a full type for you. I mean, I guess it gives us an alias for the error messages, but that's about it. Okay, that's the actual mapping out. All right. Resuscitating SVG. Oop. Did I just completely remove this? No, I didn't completely remove it, although I might have removed the dependencies. Because I didn't want to have to deal with that. In my final build. I don't know if I need parity here. I just kind of want to do a performance check. There have been some significant changes. And there might still be some event binding things that have to go through. No, because SVG clicks were terrible. I think I'm still going to have to make a few changes, though. All right, we need our else none. And actually, now we're just going to turn you off. Okay, easier. Okay, we kind of get that for free. I think we're going to end up double binding events right now. And there may have been some other changes that are going to make it unhappy. boonchart.svg.boonchart. HTML. Oh, all right. This has to move up here. Okay, so that works, but we really don't do any of the event binding there anymore. Which I think we can just kind of remove. It really was just to attach stuff to the event. I didn't realize you could do things behind it. Oh. That removed... Did that remove that from Canvas? Or did we have some other event there? You're still boon chart message. Oh, on texture. Still had messages in it. Oh, you're still in half view mode. And it looks like there are some logical highlighting changes we've made here, as well as just kind of differences in the general style of highlighting things in general. Which we would actually have to deal with if we wanted to bring this up to parity. So now I have to remember, well, this really should just be, let's look at my IP address again. Even though it's just a local network IP, that really shouldn't matter. Eh. I don't know if it's that much more performant. Well, maybe a bit. Yeah, zooms are actually better. So my major problem was like weird blurriness, which actually is not going to be in the canvas version. Did the laziness fix that? No, this is not the right color. That's the... Is that the dark? Yeah. Oh, yep. There. I saw some of it. Doesn't make it's not as bad. Ugh. Yeah. It's like if you stopped at the right spot. Yeah, it's slightly better. I have to go back and fix it up the rest of the way, though. And what would you And source scripts. Okay. Oh. It's just a bunch of regexes on something. Navigator.user agent. Navigator.vendor. I mean, really, I guess it's a performance thing. In principle, the mobile browsers could get more performant and it would be fine. Which I guess we could just kind of, I've been wondering if I need to just make a different mode for this anyway. And then bringing this thing back. So it's a little bit better. It's not, still not great. I suspect it's going to be a fair bit of stuff. Plus, you have to deal with the fork. What was the fork on that one for? Cubic curve dot path. Floating point dash patterns. Filled paths. And Canvas test. Okay, so yeah, it went main. Fix boundary rotation. Oh, that might have affected both of them. Off boundaries. It's layout. Oh, support circular areas. Okay, so the circular areas. Maybe we can do that. Any slot references. Other God trait references. I guess we didn't actually use this size yet. Maybe size was coming from someplace else. Remove dual location markers. Okay, so we did frame support. Chart keepsakes. Keepsake chart display. Fix two of lines. Oh, yeah. Line cap is probably doable. Boon, oh, that was probably kind of a major thing. Duo reference positions. Was actually pretty light. Although I went back and changed it a little bit later, I think. Duo frames. It's a lot of little stuff. Yeah, I might have to wait for there's an actual issue with that. So it's not necessarily, let's see. This is still a compiler reference to it. And I'm going to comment that out. So that was some useful touch-up if we ever want to return to it. And I guess conceivably I could use that for slightly better responsiveness while testing other things. All right, so we had an issue with basic touch events. We had tried to do that and we had problems. So I think one of the things I need to do is I need to turn off these for a little bit, just to make sure it's not in the way. Because that was something I thought of. Okay, so those menus kind of work. Oh. Hmm. Touch events kind of work. Oh. Oh, right. Huh. So if you don't handle the zoom events, you get a really nice zoom on the browser itself. But that's the whole page scaling thing, so you still have to respond to it. Can you tell? Device DPI, logical DPI. Get client bounding racked. Media queries binary search. Flash solution. Oh, this is for the pixel ratio. Not intended to desktop browser zoom levels. Hide the text in the browser was zoomed out. Pixel density. Increases you zoom in and decreases you zoom out. Safari, it does nothing. Whole calculation from the start. Well, it's a different behavior. Use pinch zoom on tablets and laptops. Hey, Rainey. Where's the actual query? Oh, this is the style. I guess I can't read. Where's the media query? Oh no, we're probably changing this in script. Transform scale. Offset width. Zoomed in or out enough to warrant showing or hiding the text. Not possible to write the zoom factor on desktop. Scale doesn't work with page zoom. Well, I guess the expensive part of that is redrawing, and if we're changing presentation as they zoom, then it's going to be the redrawing, so. Hmm. So if I don't do anything, well, that's still weird. But it's really prone to detecting it as a pan rather than a press. Maybe I actually do want to fix the menuing stuff so that we're kind of like in the. We're managing our size mode already. And that might be a very long process of just kind of making it a different interface altogether. I could try to, let's see. The problem is that if I do this, if I fix the scaling, well, I could do some tests with that. Without doing the full... And if I don't do full mobile support, just making the having some sort of toggle for these things might work. Might. Viewport tag. Okay, it doesn't affect you at all. That's almost usable. Okay, so that's my browser scroll working there. Well, no, it's actually doing a little bit of... Right, because it's treating as pointer events. Huh. No, it mostly ends up dragging in the browser. Which the page is a little bit too big because which is one of the reasons it's disabling scrolling. Because this thing is too big. It might actually be hitting its minimum size. So that probably needs to be like an entirely different menu. Which that'd be like a screen that would be able to scroll. And those go off the edge. All right, well, the scale's there. Huh. If I tap it, sometimes it kind of moves. Maybe it's we're getting press events that do have some position information, as long as it doesn't look like if it looks like a drag, then the browser does it. Can we bring this back up? What were you? Inspect devices. Oh, that's right. I actually had to plug it in. Where'd I put you? Okay, I only accepted something. Oop. Windows Y. Thank you. So it was working last week. We need to reload. We have to check it. Oh, wait, there we go. And oh, yeah, it makes it a little bit bigger. So you can tap things. Then we got the scrolling the page problem. Possibly because this is... Oh. It's actually resizing a little bit as we move up and down. That's disturbing. So it's like the available window size is actually changed because we're okay. So actually, what this is like swiping the bar up and down, which is changing the available window size. So it's sort of scaling to that, and this is smaller, but it's not small enough. And that gesture you might expect to always have to be available. So that's browser zoom. Wait, does the detection work any better? Yeah. We still get the browser pans. All right. So last time we tried implementing our own touch events. And it seemed really inconsistent as to whether they happened or not. And I'm wondering if that's because I had the other like zoom pan thing in there. So we should have an Elm JSON indirect dependency on you, which already pulls some of the stuff out for us. So you are M. Should be a really tall window, right? Okay, touch events. On touch, on end. I think I was doing on start before, but technically on end would be closer equivalent to the button. With the way like buttons work. Although I think I've been using pointer down for my other button events. So there's a whole series of things that we sort of have to back ourselves through here. To hook this up, we have to import you. We already had some touch things. Oh, there's a touch library. You don't have conflicts, do you? Update element. No, you're probably compatible. So we've got those touch messages, which are the things sent by that specific library. So it's this thing, where we've started doing all our event binding, and maybe touch events is now an inappropriate name. So this is going to have different decoders. Touch dot on start. So the first step let's see if that compiles. All right, now you're an event. So all we've been getting from our mouse decoder is coordinates, right? Client decoder, client X, client Y. Touch coordinates is a little example function. List.head. So that does that. Event to of that event. So I need a generic decoder for that. Actually, I could do a similar thing for that too. It's not really a decoder, but... you're going to end up being a... Well, a decode map is technically a kind of function. Were you in a different coordinate system? Could I use mouse down? Well, I guess if I'm testing touch, I'm not going to be getting any fake... Oh, right, because dragging is sort of handled by the other library at this point. So I guess my question is, if I did do that, are the units the same? Of course, we have no touch up. And that's just the red point. On mouse down. Okay, so that's 300, 300. If we did something up here, well, it's blocked out by elements. Something there. That doesn't seem unreasonable. So it's all browser zoom. What the heck was that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do like a I may have to do my own hit detection on touch. With a was it a drag detector? Well, if we're doing our own drag, then I think that will turn off browser zoom. Which might help. So the issue right now is precisely that we are on mouse up. And you see that's getting a new offset. I would actually need to see the difference. And this means we actually have to be doing this on up. If we want to be throwing out small small drags. Would this actually handle? Let's see, mouse up is also... That's a not equal. Is it on end? Okay, that takes over movement and still performs terribly. Which also takes over zooming. But so far I'm not seeing the weirdness I was getting before. Maybe it was actually the browser pan zoom detection that was gimping me up. Of course, there's also the other... these are just way too small for the touchscreen here. So interestingly enough, that's behaving now. So what if we also have this on? Now right now we're going to be duplicating move events. Still painful, but it works. Okay, I'm having trouble touching things again. So it seems that we cannot use that library because it's capturing all the events from us. Oh, in fact, I was doing that in the same element. I think the experiment was I tried moving them up an element to capture it first, but things were still weird. So this means we're going to have to do all this math ourselves. So is that sufficient? Or do we actually have to disable the element again? Well, can't zoom in. Yeah, I can't get events at all. Man, I might almost need like a maybe we should have like a feedback point and not redraw until the end. Or maybe I could go in like a super simple mode while dragging. Just a circle or something. Okay. So to do pinch. Oh, actually, we only have start and end. We don't have touch move. So we just can't get any interactivity there, period. Let's see. So touch. We had mouse move on all the time. Because we were using it for hover detection. You're actually going to go back to, like unto this. Now on mouse move, maybe we want a different one there so we're not trying to do the hit detection while we're doing it. Or the hover detection. Oh, on touch start, on move. Touch dot on move. Oh, these do have a conflict. Do I have any other references? Touch.message. So still screaming, but has some feedback. Now, I guess one way to do that would be actually say, well, we're assuming that touch is going to be worse. We could do the pointer thing. But with the zoom, you're probably going to need a preview. Okay. Do I want to separate the down and up events? Well, touch move would want to be different. Because there's no point in doing hit tests. The up and down? I don't know if it matters. And that move isn't really hurting us right now, I don't think. Although, we're eventually going to need... We're eventually going to need movement information for 2 fingers to do pinch. What's up with you? Okay, so that's single finger drag, and why aren't you big? Change touches. So the event type is implicit. If we try to do a zoom style gesture, looks like we may have only had one at the end. So there's client pause, identifier 1. Oh, no, that's an array. Page pause, screen pause. Okay, so we get all the positions. Oh, so it's all the ones that changed and then all of the ones that are currently detected. Target touches and all touches. So it's still only all one. This one's bigger. So we have multiplier, identifier 1, identifier 0. If it's like one is on the event target and one's not. Well, you're doing change touches. So do we pass through the entire event, or do we just pass through... Well, we need some of that information. We need at least the identifier and the position. So probably have to pass through the whole thing and then do our logic elsewhere. Now I guess for zoom, all we care about is the distance. And then we have to be tracking the last distance somewhere. Well... Can we track just distance, or we have to track all the positions? And really all that matters are they closer or are they farther? That we might actually want to detect. Then we might have a different kind of touch start and touch end. Because we want to track when we start doing a multi-finger thing, because it's going to be a different kind of drag. So we have to track the start position, the start distance, I guess. So far we've had drag here. Which I guess it could continue living there. Manuel, welcome. So we'd have like zooming. So you could track the start positions when you know you're zooming. Or at a detection point when you have at least two. At which point you have a distance. Alright, so this is Hades' Boons. You only deal with points. So you probably just ignore it. At least for now. Okay, that's sufficient to compile. I think we're going to have to send the... Well, we could have the view do all the difference calculation. And just send the distance back. Would that be useful? Remains to be seen. So having defined that, we have to handle it. You're a whole other animal. Not console log. So conceivably, well, the moves are when we really care about this, I guess. We end up doing a lot of maybe that's too much logic in the view to do all that. It's like we pull out the appropriate fields here. But deciding how many fingers are down? That's getting a little bit more logic-y. Also, this used to be Boolean, effectively. Well, yeah, not equal to released, so tracking those during pinches would probably be fine. And actually, pinching is probably a better name for that. That wouldn't necessarily be a pinching thing, that would just be like a on-touch move. But now we have to do touch.event. Actually, I guess I was kind of alphabetizing these. Well, no, because I did these. No, not really. But we have to handle that one. Did I translate this into... Oh, we update the model and it sends its messages, which that's like a plus minus thing. Do you need that type? Okay, so you can do that. So we've got... I was looking at change touches. I guess if If one finger hadn't moved, it would just be touches. We didn't hook up the event. And that isn't going to do anything right now. Because we don't have our current move tracking. It can track 5, apparently. So what are you going to do? You're going to... And of course, now we don't have access to that extractor function. I might want to pull something like that over here. So is this a lot of stuff? Yeah, this is kind of a lot of stuff. Oh, but we're only dealing with this one case. And we specifically didn't want to do all this hover stuff. But we have to get our point. Now we know there's one there, but lists still are a maybe if you try to get something. And of course, it's in the middle of our call. And I guess it really kind of is just everything else. Oops, wrong way. So this could actually get us back to moving. Okay, it doesn't like, doesn't, I didn't put the in. Oddly enough, it seems like it's moving faster than when I was using the other one. Maybe it's just because the scale is different, so it's got a smaller screen to operate on. That that might actually be helping. Hmm. Also, if that makes it small enough, it's not drawing all the images. Okay. Now, otherwise, we have a list of coordinates. If you did multiple fingers, hmm. Maybe I should just handle two. Trying to get fancy. Of course, now we're back to a case. Now, I guess the complication here is we still don't necessarily know in the type level that the list is two elements. Oh, well here's a way to handle it, huh? I'm gonna have to do this in reverse order, but and could I even? Well, I have to turn this into a tuple, so it's still useful. No client pause. Except I can't do that for the 2-point case. So we don't have to do any of this stuff. And this is specifically empty list, so actually this does specify one. We don't need any of this nonsense. Then we go like A, B, exactly 2. And actually this would kind of allow us just to use 2 points out of whatever. I can't map the list now, although for my purposes, geometry dot, is it distance? Is it length? Is it length? Okay. Did I not import geometry here? That'd be kind of amazing. No. Oh, length of a singular vector. So we have to do... Sub and minus have to do with the direction. I think length doesn't care. Actually, this is probably something we just want to let anyway. I guess I could end up calculating it inline. Oh, we don't handle empty list. That is still a possibility. Even though we probably shouldn't get the event if there's no touches. So a very, very small distance is still something. So yeah, this is probably going to be like drag 2, where we keep our start position. Touch, move. Now drag 2, we actually used in more than one place, right? Yeah. It's probably good for parity. But you return an offset. This session needs more information. The offset and the point are in the same space, and we're changing the offset. The start point oh no, old offset was just an input point. So no, you return that. Our new point, which I guess this then does the distance calculation. Or give it our new distance. Yeah, so we start with a distance between the 2 points. And then we modify zoom. Yeah, you become the don't care case. Although maybe we kind of want some of this stuff. Oh, I haven't actually started a pinching mode yet. Right, because I was doing that on start. Maybe I need to differentiate touch start. I'm actually not sure how the events work there with changing numbers of fingers. All right, so we have... Oh, this is our old offset. I guess we would actually need the old zoom, wouldn't we? I don't know. This might not work out to just do this. Because I think that's the inverse of doing like minus. So this is actually like distance minus start. And this is going to be a factor relative to the start distance. Oh no, I have a whole thing for zooming, and I probably need to extract that to a function. Oh, we already have this, which gave us this gave us a delta though. If we just do a scroll wheel, then we get a constant factor. Yeah, so these all operate in a little bit of a different way. Does the touch pinch work in a way that we can easily modify? So for a movement size, or a delta size, we're clamping how jumpy it could be. Model.zoom plus model.zoom times tweak, clamp that to its limits. Clamp to tweak. Oh, this is modifying the offset position. So this part is actually going to be closer. Oh, you have to modify offset. I can't do you as just a little sub function. Unfortunately, well, we're gonna need some of this. 'Cause that's our state. Maybe you can give me a piece of that? But it's not just zoom, it's also offset. I mean, I guess this could take over that entire thing. It just wouldn't take old zoom, it would take the entire model. Okay, so there's distance. The current distance between them, we are moving. I guess we'd actually have to be pinching to get a start, although this might have to handle a startup now. If we, Yeah, this would do nothing if we're in pinch mode, so the edges of fingers going up and down could be hairy. We care about screen size? As long as it's a relative motion, maybe we don't here. Well, that might still matter. Depending on your screen size, the pixels kind of mean different things. All right, so we've got a distance. We've got, didn't I start doing, I need that somewhere. Oh, did I? Oh, maybe it just got pushed down too far. Okay, so this is going to be a thing. This is going to be like our, this is going to be our tweak factor. Is that going to be like our pinch factor? That was originally in pixels. This isn't in pixels. It's already kind of a factor. Maybe we leave screen out for a little bit, see how it works. This could actually get smaller. Also, this is not positive and negative now, because that was a movement. And then we calculate what our new zoom is. That's the difference in position, which is this entire model update. There's no commands ever. You guys don't do any offset updates, so that's fine. This all ends up being model update. Yikes. I don't want to deal with that giant brace. Could possibly be a function. It's pretty beefy. Ah, yes, these variables only exist here. Case drag. I guess we're only updating 2 fields. So you could arrange a function to do just that much. I'll start it out backwards, but oof, the lag though. Okay, they're having a little bit of a... Ooh, nope, it's still going. A little bit of a linear problem here. Oh? Seems like we always reset to 1 as a start. Because we went back to model.zoom. We have a very specific start zoom that we're using as the base for this. To try and even that out. Ooh. Okay, so we're doing something with offset. That does not work in that paradigm. Oh, we're actually setting... Well, we kind of need to do that to get interactive updates. Do we need to use a different zoom value than clamped tweak? Actually, clamped tweak probably does have to be model.zoom. Because that's going to be what we're currently scaled to. Nope, I almost didn't scale at all. No, we still have this reset effect. That might actually have to do with this. We actually have nothing to say here. Maybe the zoom level. Yes, we've got an immediate reset. So this feels like... So that's our initial display. If we touch it, it shrinks. I wonder, are we like doing our tweak wrong or something? We're also not scaling the screen size. Oh. Is it the clamp? No, that's just where zoom is clamped. Okay, distance, pinch start dragging. Oh, we do have a negative tweak. Well, yeah, if it's a distance. What do I want to do here? This is just a... This is just a divide, actually, right? Oh, that's actually my minimum scale size, I think. Hey, Double Gore. Thank you. All right, well, I mean, I could probably put some kind of touch indicator on it for make it clear what's happening, but that's okay. It's actually possible to navigate, and it's possible to tap. Oh, I'm getting the little movements again. And I shouldn't have any other... It's like I can drag, but that shouldn't... I should still count as a touch start, right? Yeah, that was a drag, not a start. I wonder... Is it a movement and not a start? Hmm. And I mean, technically, I might want to separate touch start and mouse down. Right now, I'm not going to do that much different with them, though. What we do is we dump all this stuff. We can't do rotates anymore, but oh well. Yep. And conceivably, these could go to element stuff now. So we don't have to deal with that library having that element. That's in HTML.events. Element has events. They might be different, though. The copy stuff out of other things. Yeah, there's a decoder. But it's more specific events. That I might want to deal with this in a separate little thing, because that way I might just have to go undo a bunch of stuff. Touch events. Okay. Oh, and I don't necessarily need pointer events either, I don't think. Oh, that was... So the viewport helps. It's kind of usable right now. Even though we still have a lot of adjusting to do. Oh, we never use that. And I guess the Elm compiler is supposed to be sparse. Sparse. So the library won't hurt us too much. We don't use the identifiers, we just use the array. Now, technically, that means that maybe things could move around, but we're just using distance, so it's kind of okay. All right, so the other thing we wanted to do is the touch events are going to return HTML events, so we'd have to put the wrapper around it. We have to put a wrapper around this. We've got a mouse wheel library. So I guess just having this be an HTML element to have all of these attributes is kind of okay. I could turn it into an element and map the attribute list, which is kind of what the 2HTML is going to do here, I guess. L does have a content. So how do I apply you to a new argument? So to apply to that, we've got a partially applied function. And I have to feed you a none somehow. Okay, all seems fine. That is actually not a big deal. Might want to also pull this stuff in. And then actual responsive design. Might be a bigger battle. Oop. Where'd it go? Did I close it? Because we've got menus that are going off the side. We've got a God bar that's going off the side. We've probably got some big issues in that mode. Because look how tiny this thing is. I'm not sure that there's a good solution for that. We can make it a menu. We could rearrange it. So I guess we're gonna have to. The gods may have to be. I may have to do. I don't know, something the equivalent of a hamburger menu to show this stuff. And I might just have to punt on tray display if you went that way. Although maybe you just deal with it tiny if you want to do that. And unfortunately, there's no way to, because I took over scrolling, I don't have any way to scroll up the header. Maybe there's a way to do that. I don't know. Effectively. Right, it scrolls internally. Without user interaction. Window.scroll2, I suggest full screen API. Huh, it used to be hiding in those localhost. Better option. Oh, it's a web app. I don't really have a whole lot of interaction there, but that's an interesting idea. API can only be initiated by user gesture. Okay, so that's request full screen. I guess it's an old one. Delete overflow hidden from body and H. Huh. Yeah, I'm probably doing stuff like that. Yeah, that's if you head to the home screen. Yeah, the problem is we're kind of not scrolling because we took over took over touch events. Anyway, we've got some sizing issues to deal with, and I almost think we should have like a different user interface that's less centered on the chart itself. Because really what you want to know is like what duos am I eligible for, and like what could this god give me if I took them. And you have a choice. So maybe something on these showing if there are duos or legendaries available. Some kind of menu. Maybe a different menu. To see what they are. I guess on here that could be hover. But I think that's all going to be a major project. And it's close enough to lunchtime. So that's when I'm usually on. Sometimes we get caught up and go late. Sometimes we just kind of hit a break point. Thanks to support from all the subscribers. Nice to know somebody cares what I'm doing. And I will be back this afternoon for 1 Hour One Life.